Hi guys, welcome to the 11th tutorial of this Java beginner series. So in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about something called arrays. In my previous video, you guys probably saw I talked about stack and heap, and in as an example of a heap space, I took an example of an array. So I'm going to try to explain more what an array is and why you would use an array in your Java program or classes or whatever. Right, so let's take a look at this, right? And let's take an example. So I'm going to define public static void main method as usual, and here I will define an array. So let's say I define an array of size 6. So first thing, right off the bat, you see when I'm defining an array, I need to know the size, how much size I'm going to be storing into this, right? So for an array, first thing, must know the size, right? So in this case, I'm going to be storing 6 elements. So I put 6 over there. Second thing you also, right off the bat, you need to know is what type. So type of variables or collections, right? So So here the type I'm storing is int, which means I cannot store anything else. I cannot store a string or a double or a character, whatever, right? Everything else besides an int, I cannot store, right? So these things you must have if you're using an array. So you need to know the size, you need to know what type you're storing, then you can use an array. So here I define an array of size 6. That's good. So now I can go one by one for the first index, which is 0 index. I can say it's 1, and similarly, I can define up to 6 slots. So it's going to be 1, sorry, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So now I have 6 elements here I defined here. So I can just do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I defined 6 slots. These are 6 elements I'm going to store, right? From index 0 to 5, and the values are from 1 to 6, sequential. Um, but what happens, like, if I try, so now let's say, like, let me run this program and see what happens, right? So I'm going to run this. It compiles and runs, nothing happens because we didn't do anything else. We only stored into this array. If you want to print it, let's say you want to run a for loop, you can do int I equals 0, I less than array dot length, and I plus plus. This is your basic for loop. I can do system out. I keep using sysout because that's the shortcut I'm used to using in Eclipse, but I'm going to put it in IDEA as well. This is the IntelliJ IDEA I'm using. I'm going to put the shortcut soon. So I'm going to say array of I and semicolon. And let's run this program and let's see what happens. And yeah, you see the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But let's say if I try to, like, be cheeky and I do array of 6, and I know I should not do it because I only have size 6. What happens at this line, this means index 6, which means array size must be at least 7. If it's not, then it's going to complain about something. Let's see what happens. And look at this. So at this line 21 here, it tells you exactly it's an array index out of bounds exception because you try to, like, put in an index which does not exist, which does not exist for this array. But we can change that by modifying this size to 7 at least or more than 7. So let's do 7 in this case and run this program. It's going to compile and run, no issues. I can even do, like, 20 here, no issues. But let's see here, but all the other values are going to be 0, but from 1 to 7 it's going to print those. So I hope it's clear, guys, why you need to use arrays, um, what are the conditions you're going to have, and if you break those conditions, what might happen. I hope it's clear. So in my next tutorial, I'm going to cover something else. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Have a nice day, guys.